Oh, I wish I had a brain. Oh, I wish I had a brain. That's the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz, and most of you people out there, a lot of you people out there, are just like the Scarecrow. You need a brain. You need to think. You need to use your brain, okay? Because The Wizard of Oz, 1939, on this day in history, was released in theaters, okay? And it's more relevant now than it was back then. Why? Because everybody's living in fantasy land. They're all living in Oz. They're all searching for the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Where is he? He could help give me some courage because I'm a cowardly lion that doesn't have any courage and I need some courage. So I'm going to go find the Wizard of Oz, and he's going to give me my courage. Okay, it's just like these people today. Oh, I'm going to go to the casino and gamble all my money, and the Wizard of Oz is just going to make me rich. Okay, I'm going to play the lottery, and the Wizard of Oz is just going to make me rich. Okay, it's like the Scarecrow. Oh, I wish I had a brain. I'm not so smart, am I? You know what I mean? Everybody's looking for the Wizard of Oz these days. Okay, they don't realize that it's the Wizard of Oz is just a confused person that's just as confused as you who doesn't even know what's going on. Okay? So it's not about finding the magical Wizard of Oz, it's what's in within you. Okay, it's within you. Instead of looking externally, instead of thinking, having this mindset of, oh, something other than me is going to save me. I'm going to become an influencer. I'm going to become famous. I'm going to become a musician. I'm going to hit the lottery. I'm going to do this or that. It's always external. People are in this mindset where it's like, oh, everything external, that's what they focus on. That's what's going to save me instead of internal. And I need to save myself. And the Wizard of Oz is just a fantasy. Too many people living in fantasy. All the kids these days, they want to be influencers. Okay, back in my day, they used to want to be police officers, firemen, doctors, lawyers. Okay, now the majority of kids want to be influencers. Why? Quick money, okay? Big money, fast, and you have a lot of fun, and you can do this and do that. I mean, granted, I wanted to be a actor when I was a kid because it looked fun. I wanted to go out and have fun and swing on vines and act like Rambo and Indiana Jones and all that. So I understand where it's coming from, but people need to get out of that mindset and thinking something else is going to save you. It's all about hard work. Just talking about it with someone today saying that kids these days they want the champagne lifestyle with a beer budget, and they don't want to work. They want to wear the fancy clothes, the fancy shoes, $150 shoes. Okay, but they ain't got no money. They just want it to come with them, and they don't want to work. Okay, that's the problem. They have this mindset of gimme, gimme, gimme. Everything is just expected and no accountability. Okay, so apparently there's this book called The Oz Principle. I've never read it, but apparently it kind of talks about all this. So you should check out that book if you're having trouble, if you're stuck in fantasy land and thinking that there's a wizard out there. There's a Wizard of Oz that's going to save you. You need to read this book and really understand that it's all within you. Dorothy realized that it's all within her. She could have went home whenever she wanted. Okay, all she had to do is tap her ruby slippers. I wish I were home. I wish I were home. I wish I were home. And she could have went home. Okay, she could have went. It was all within her control. Cowardly lion realized he wasn't so cowardly. He was brave. Okay, the what is it? The Tin Man. The Tin Man who what was his problem? I don't know. He didn't have a heart or something, or well, he found out he was, you know, whatever. He had a heart. The Scarecrow found out he was more clever than he thought he was. So it's like it's all within us, okay? So the lesson from that movie is more relevant today because people are in such fantasy land. They think everything's just going to come to them, and life is so easy and life is so fun. And I partially blame it on the schools because the schools kind of teach kids that, like, oh yeah, everything's great until you get on your own, and then it's like, ooh, they didn't teach me what they needed to teach me, did they? because it's not as easy as they make it sound. It's a lot more difficult. You have to work. You have to put in the work. You have to be nonstop. Like your mindset has to be like hustle. That's what the mindset you have to have. You can't have this. Oh, I'm just gonna wear the nicest stuff and hang out, and it's all social hour. You know, that's what it is. That's how it's like in American school. It's just social hour. You just go and have fun and look what I got and look what I got. Ooh, can I hang out with you? Can I hang out with you? It's like nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's a waste of time. They call it wasted youth, and it's wasted, especially all the time that we spend in school if we're not smart enough to realize that we need to focus and we need to develop that hustler mentality and like, okay, you know, let's get it, let's get it. So anyway, Wizard of Oz, 1939, came out today, more relevant today than it was back then. Think about that. Usually it's like, okay, it's that story's still relevant, but it's rare when you say it's more relevant today than it was back then. Just because so many people living in fantasy land. Oh, I wish I had a brain.